Welcome back to Her Rules Radio. I'm here with Krystle Robinson-Hershey, the incredible creator of Sage Elm Apothecary. Thank you for being here with us today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So I was so excited when I finally got to look at your website and see what kind of products that you've created. We're going to talk about herbs and plants. We're going to talk about self-care and what that means. But I want to go back to you starting to create your first concoctions and potions and magical elixirs. How did this begin?
I began creating as a therapeutic hobby. Originally, I found my younger brother overdosed on drugs and it broke my heart. So I started making soap in an effort just to relax, take myself through this journey and take my time. And I started just showing pictures to people like, oh, look, I made something fun. And people started requesting it. And I couldn't believe it. And so I continued. So I've been making for 7 years. And a year ago, I did a rebranding and a relaunch. And we rebranded and we became Sage Elm Apothecary.
Awesome.
And beautiful things have happened. We've grown so much, but we all started with a single bar of soap.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the power of creativity for healing. You and I have some shared, not happily shared coincidences, but I have addiction and suicide and overdose in my family. And when I was going through my divorce about 10 years ago, I decided I need to do something for me. Something creative that's not about my business, that's not monetizable. It's just something creative. I started painting. I started taking watercolor classes. And after about 10 years, I realized nobody knows I watercolor. And I finally posted a picture on Facebook and a friend bought it. And it was this huge journey of creativity becoming a healing for me and for other people. So tell us more about, it became not just a creative experience for you and a self-healing. You started really getting into the ingredients and thinking about how you were creating something and the purpose of it.
Yeah, I mean, 2 years after the initial incident of finding my brother overdosed at the time, he passed 2 years later. And so drugs played a huge role in him, unfortunately, losing his life due to substance abuse. And so I was like, how do I reach out to people just like my brother? People who may never go to get therapeutic services, regardless whether it's the stigma, the stress. And so I wanted to always bring that to them. So in honor of him, I'm constantly creating products from plants to help the mind, body, and spirit. And we do that through mindfulness and through self-care. Something as simple as a bar of soap and washing your body. Or maybe it's beard oil or body oil, or maybe it's lip balm, or it's introducing that self-care because you deserve it. You know, and so I'm just so passionate about mental health and the arts. And that's why our products look like a work of art. Because you're a work of art. We all are. And telling people that they're worth it, let's take time for yourself. And not enough of us are raised in families and situations where we get that message. Oh, yeah. Most of us aren't.
Right.
You know, I think just over the last several years, have we really consciously begun working and giving that message to our families? That hasn't always been shared.
No. So how is it different for you to, could people just use a bar of ivory soap and get, self-love and healing from it? Like, is there something about intention in how you use things for your body? And like, somebody's going to look at a bar of soap and be like, how is this going to help me?
So number one, all of my products are made from plants.
Right.
From all of them.
So what does that mean? Like, what are the ingredients in a bar of soap? I don't even know.
So like, for example, I have one bar that's called Elder Healer. And I make it from elderberries and sage. And it's this rich, deep turquoise color. It has fresh sage inside the bar. Elderberries are inside the bar. You can literally see them.
Nice.
Yeah. And so it's important to me that you get those herbs directly in contact with your skin because sage is known for releasing negativity, promoting positivity, bringing balance. Elderberries are known to boost the immune system, to aid in healing.
Oh, yeah. It's in every winter immune system tonic. Elderberry cranberry syrup, right?
Yeah. So, a lot of people say, hey, I had something on my arm, or I had a scar, or maybe a skin abrasion, and I used that soap and it is gone. And so it's introducing them to the healing power of plants, and also introducing them to the conditioning nature of plants. So our products don't strip your skin. They're going to promote moisture and conditioning back, but those herbs have additional purposes for your being. Yeah.
There's such a level of compassion and intention with your company and all the products that you have listed. And I know that you've made it a point as part of your mission that you want to reach out to service members, that you are, like you said, like it's as much about self-care and great non-toxic products as it is about mental health support. So why are you focusing, or why do you encourage people to think about the service members in their life?
My husband was formerly in the service, and I think that oftentimes service members have wounds that can't be seen. And so many of us do. And so I want people to constantly connect and remember that not all wounds can be seen. Yeah. And that's where the mindfulness and the mental health journey. So whether you're combating depression or PTSD, you have to know that when you come home, you're coming home to your space, and you're the only one there. You're not bringing your professional usually home with you every day. So it's taking those steps to bring the mindfulness and the self-care home with you in your routine in small ways. How do we reduce that anxiety? How do we relax? How do we have conversations about calming our mind and our body and our spirit and healing? Does that make sense? So it's introducing that to them in very small ways. When you close that bathroom door, generally there's nobody with you for a few minutes. What can you do in those moments alone?
Right. Unless you have small children and cats, in which case you're never allowed to be alone in the bathroom.
Ever. I have 5 children, and trust me, they all knock. All of them.
Leave me alone. So that's interesting. I'm just thinking about the simple act of choosing a product created by people who are intending for this to be a healing ritual with beautiful, luscious, healing ingredients, and just like believing that we are worth love and health and quiet, and that, like you said, like a simple bar of soap can bring that into your life, into your day. Yeah. Rather than trying to like rush through a shower.
Oh, no. I have a beautiful bar called Pluck Me, and it's covered.
I love that name.
Pluck Me. You like that? It's covered in a sea of fresh orchids. Oh. And so just somebody taking a minute to like look at the flower and the beautiful color in the flower before they use it. I have to go, I don't even want to use it.
It's too pretty.
It's too pretty, And so, but I tell them, but you're worth it. You're worth every petal on that flower. And so it's bringing that beauty to your entire sensorial system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you learn about plants and herbs before you started creating these products, or was it been a process of discovery?
It's been a process of discovery. My background, I'm like a cat with lives. My first career was in the arts. I was a professional actor for a long time. And then my next career was in education. And then my third career was in mental health. So when I brought all those things together, which were to educate and to also take care of the well-being, mind, body, and soul, those come together. So it was a journey of discovery, but it was creating those products with my hands. My great-grandmother used to make beautiful products, and she and I were best friends. And we talk all the time. And in her kitchen, she would grow mushrooms under her kitchen cabinet, like for kabuki tea. She would grow them. And so when we were kids,
I love her.
We would open up the cabinet. My uncle, shh, they can hear you. And
the mushrooms are listening.
They're beating. And then we lift the bowl up and the mushrooms would be moving. And they were only moving because that's a part of them growing. They would grow covered in buckets and in bowls. And it was just her introducing me to making product and just the whole entire, the nature of how you can really heal and bring wholeness with plants. Wow. So that was my introduction.
So your grandmother was a huge influence on you.
Oh, my great-grandmother was amazing.
Yeah.
Not only did she introduce me to making products, but she was an entrepreneur. She owned restaurants. And she just always believed in me. And so I do this in honor of those who fight a silent war, but I do those for all those who I stand for and with, who stand behind me.
My grandmother was my biggest cheerleader too.
Oh,
she was an artist and she was a creator and all that. Although she did put peach schnapps in everything.
Listen.
Including like the worst salad dressing ever created.
Oh. So you got tipsy while eating the salad?
I mean, who would think to do that?
She sounds kind of fun, though.
I mean, she was amazing. She was totally amazing.
That's so much fun.
I know.
I love it.
So, okay. Sorry, peach schnapps. Just like I could smell them as I'm talking about this. So as you have had 9 lives, all these careers.
Yeah.
You are, right, as I like to say, it's not a lack of ideas that's the problem. You're a creative being. Mm-hmm. How have you preserved and protected your well-being in order to keep showing up and doing all the work that you want to do?
I try to be honest and true to who I am. So number one, I invest in therapy. Because before I can create and develop for you, I have to make sure that I'm aligned and in the healthiest place possible to do that for others. So I don't create any products without making sure that I'm in, a great place spiritually to create and touch this that you're going to put on your body. But I try to really, really protect my creativity by allowing it to flow. So if that means I don't make a product for 30, 40 minutes to, an hour and I wait until I get the right inspiration or I find the right herb, then I don't create it because I need this to be effective for what I want it to do for people and be attractive to people who have no interest in herbs. They just like it because it's pretty.
Right.
Well, I still need to be effective because I wanted to still do something great that you didn't realize it was doing. So I try to remain connected to my passion. Mm-hmm. I read, I listen to music. Mm-hmm. I'm addicted to podcasts.
Nice.
Yeah, and I try to still do things I enjoy. Like I love art. I love thrifting. I love garage sales. Oh. I really just want to be an 83-year-old old lady one day.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Being old is amazing.
I just need cats and a blanket and books and tea, and that's all I need for the rest of my life.
And you can say whatever you want, and nobody cares. Who's going to stop you? Nobody. You tell them to get off your grass. You don't even have to wear a bra if you don't want to.
All right.
You just eat stuff.
You and I are going thrifting for the rest of our lives. That's it.
Don't get me worked up in a lather because I love it.
Okay. So it sounds like you have a very deep connection with your own intuition.
Oh, absolutely.
Have you always had that or did you have to develop that over time?
When I was a little girl, I used to know that things were going to happen before they happened. And I was told for a long time to stop telling people.
Because it was freaking people out?
It was. And people told me that, that's not okay. And so I hid it. And so there have been times where I knew things were going to happen before they happened. And there was nothing I could do about it because it's not about stopping it. It's about just being aware. So I've always had the gift. And for a while, I really oppressed it because I was concerned about what others would think. And it wasn't until I got to a different place in life where I decided that it didn't matter. Now, I can't always share those things with everybody because not everybody's ready.
Right.
But I know.
Okay.
Yeah,
So have people ever asked you to help them develop their intuition and self-knowing?
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah. And I have to ask them, are you ready for this journey? Because it's going to be a roller coaster.
Because it's not here's the top 3 tips to strengthen your intuition. This is not a listicle.
No.
This is a lifestyle.
And it's not going to be Morgan Freeman speaking to you, in your chest. Like, that's not the way it works. It doesn't sound like God. Like,
he's busy.
He's booked. He is booked solid. So,
he is the voice of God in every single movie from here until the end of time.
Pretty much. But I tell them that voice sounds like you. It's when you're sitting somewhere and the voice clearly says, it's not time. And I tell people you need to be okay with hearing that. Mm-hmm. When you hear you, sit with that and accept it. And so I just encourage people to trust themselves.
What do you see is in the way of people trusting themselves for the most part? Maybe it's different for everyone, but are there a couple of themes you see?
Oh, yeah. Doubt, fear, confidence, placing too much value maybe in what other people think.
Yeah, that's a good one. Let's pick up on that one. We're hypersocial creatures. We need our tribe, our family, our group. It feels dangerous to be shunned. It's hard to believe that people will still love us.
Yeah.
If we follow that different beat that is drumming inside of us or speak up and say the truth when the family doesn't want to see the truth or hear that. Have you had to recreate community and find new people to support you over time?
What a unique question. I think that must be just uniquely divine for me to hear, because I think that's really what I know more than anything else in life, is to not be accepted. And as I continue the journey with Sage Elm Apothecary, that newfound flow of acceptance, it really threw me back. I was so not accustomed to having that because I was used to being different and unique. I was used to being a leader. You know, when you're a leader, I worked in the corporate world for a long time, not always liked by some people, but then you learned to grow that tough skin. So I was really used to not always fitting. And then when I realized and accepted that this was my passion, my purpose, it all aligned in the most beautiful way. And people who have been literally family to me, not by blood, but by circumstance, have been my everything. So I'm so grateful for those people and their place in my life. And really, I have a whole entire Sage and Elm family of people that call me and, hey, Krystle, what do you think about this? And I share with them to make time for them. So, yeah.
So you make products that help people heal and love themselves. Yeah. And in order to do that, you had to be a leader, which almost by definition means, breaking the social bonds in some way, like going out from the pack. Oh, yeah. To lead. Yeah. In order to help the people that you're trying to bring with you. How do you ever have moments of self-doubt? Do you ever have imposter syndrome? I mean, I'm sitting here thinking she never experiences this stuff.
Yes. So it's so funny because in my last realm of working on my education, I was going to school to be a clinical psychologist. And I walked away from it a little more than a year ago, right around the time that I decided to launch Sage and Elm. And it was one of the most difficult decisions I ever made. And I remember I was telling my mom, and sometimes we don't always agree on things, about my program. I'm going to be a psychologist. As a clinician, I was pretty kick-ass as a clinician. And so people looked up to me, and it was great. And I'll tell you something. She said, what are you doing? And I said, well, what do you mean, what am I doing? She said, why are you getting involved in this other world of checking boxes and these titles? That's not you. Well, been who you are.
How did you feel hearing that?
Well, first of all, it made my insides simmer a little bit. How dare you tell me? I'm about to be Dr. Hershey, lady. What are you saying? And I got in the car and it made me so mad. But then I never forgot her saying that to me. Because even though she and I disagree, she's known that I've always been different. And as a mother, she was saying, that's not who you are. As great of a doctor as I would have been, that wasn't my calling in that realm at that time. And so I thank her for that because I'm glad she said that to me. And it really kind of helped me reflect. I never forgot it, even when I wasn't angry, but I never forgot about it. But yeah, so I've had some times of self-doubt. Am I doing the right thing? It's kind of like going on the bread aisle. 50 kajillion freaking loaves of bread by 10,000 people. It's the same thing when you start your own company. It's like a kajillion other people doing something similar to you. Yeah. Am I on the right path? Yeah. Every time I would show up, am I in the right place? I would second guess, am I doing this right? Does my product, and I get people coming up to me, what is this? It doesn't look like, well, I don't know. And I had to be authentic to myself and just keep producing product that looked unique. Yeah. And then people start saying, I love this. Yeah. Hey, you're that lady. I've got your stuff in my house and I don't know where it came from. Somebody bought it and we love it. And
That's
we gifted
awesome.
it to us.
Yeah.
So I learned to be true to who I am and to my brand and to keep creating because it's what people want. They want artisanal goods made by an artisan that's passionate and that's made by hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More and more people are starting to, I don't like the expression woo-woo. I think it diminishes the value and importance of very old wisdom and of the access that we all have to source or God. And there's a lot of very ancient practices that are now termed woo-woo, which is, it's so disrespectful. So I don't know where I was going with that. I went on a little bit of a soapbox journey there.
But it's true. It's true. You're right. There's so much power in that. I've had clients after a session and I always check on them and we talk and they'll say, Krystle, I feel better. You know, and whatever you made me, oh my God. I've had people that say, I go and I sprinkle it around my office They go, all of my coworkers have been calm all day. I don't know what you put in that, but we need more.
Yeah.
So there's so much power in a lot of those ancient and just valuable techniques that we don't need to stray too far away from.
And we have the ability to strengthen we all have access to that.
Yeah.
If we want to go on that journey.
If you want to go on that journey.
Yes.
Yeah. And so it has to be palatable.
Right.
So that's my job. My job is to make products that not only give you everything that you need and things that you didn't even know you need, but it's to keep it palatable for people who didn't know they needed it.
Right. It's the gateway soap.
Yep.
The gateway soap.
Gateway stuff.
So Sage and Elm Apothecary, all your products, can people buy those online?
Sure. They can buy all my products at www.sageandelmapothecary.com.
Great.
So they can follow me on Instagram at Sage and Elm Apothecary.
Yeah, I'm going to share all those good links so people can find you. Now, I have one last question.
Okay.
This is Her Rules Radio, where women go to learn how to live life by their own rules.
Okay.
What is a rule that you see people living by that you would like to rewrite or burn down?
Listen, here we go. The fact that if you have children, that life is over.
Oh.
Let that go. Or because you have a baby or a toddler or a child under the age of 5, that you can't do anything because your kids are little. Who wrote that rule? Burn that shit down.
I like it.
Craziness.
I like it.
We can do anything.
Good. Oh, thank you so much for being on the show. We want everybody to go to sageandelmapothecary.com. Krystle Robinson-Hershey, thank you so much for the work you do.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks again for listening to this week's episode of Her Rules Radio. Just in case you want to find out what your values are and double down on your unique excellence, you can go to alexandrajameson.com/values and download the Unveil Your Values workbook. It's an incredible guide to help you really hone in on your core values and then discover a few ways that you can use them every day to help you make quicker, more graceful, more laser-like decisions that help you feel really confident in yourself and help you commit to your creative dreams and your self-care. So again, go to alexandrajameson.com/values and download your free Unveil Your Values guide.